Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at the Cradle of Filth, Dani Filth, and Succubus, brought to us by the fine folks over at FigBiz and or Insomniac. I'm not 100% sure what the company name for these guys is, but I do know that they are two Cradle of Filth related figures, and man oh man, did I never think that in a million years we'd get Cradle of Filth figures. So I'm going to put a bit of a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. These are some pretty dark characters, figures, whatever we're going to be looking at here. So if you are, super religious, for lack of a better term, you might want to turn the video off. But if not, sit back, relax, and we're going to talk some Cradle of Filth, some heavy metal, and have a grand old time. So, a little story time before we get into the meat and taters of this review, because my first exposure to Cradle of Filth, I was in 7th grade, so I was about 12 or 13 at the time, and Mr. Brian, aka my dad, aka the old man, got this video game called Brutal Legend for the Xbox, and had all kinds of cool people in it. Jack Black, Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy Kilmister, and Rob Halford, to name a few. But it had, on top of a sick cast, a sick soundtrack. And Cradle of Filth had a song on there. It was Her Ghost in the Fog, which I believe was off the album Median, which had some creepy looking characters on it. Maybe we'll get figures of them at some point. But that was the first song I ever heard from this band, and I have been a fan ever since. So, you got to get them into it at a young age, guys. I don't know what to tell you. That said, as I mentioned previously, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review, now that story time is over. First up, taking a look-see at Dani Filth's accessories. He comes with quite a bit. Unlike the Disturbed figure I looked at a couple weeks ago, these guys definitely aren't lacking in accessories, so that's a plus. So Dani Filth comes with a pair of grip hands, Kung Fu grip hands as I like to call them. He also comes with a pair of effecty type hands. He has the hands with flames coming off them, at least that's what I think it is. But those are cool. I will say you're going to want to heat the arms before you pop these off once. Once you do that, they swap just fine. But prior to that, they were a little tough. Same with this extra head, which looks just like the guy. I mean, this is a little Dani Filth with a very sadistic looking grin on his face there. This is the head I actually prefer to use. And one thing to note, he didn't have the Jack Skellington looking makeup and all this kind of black metal looking armor until like the 2010s. I want to say the album Chimera has the song For Your Vulgar Delectation on it, but if I'm not mistaken, that's the first album where he started looking more like this. I don't know if he still rocks this look. I assume he does, because that's what the figure is, but there you go. And then you can't have the singer of an extreme metal band without his Baphomet mic stand, complete with skulls on the base. And the microphone is removable, but I don't want to lose it, so it's going to stay clipped into there. It doesn't clip in the best, but it's in there. That is a very cool piece. When I initially opened this guy, I thought that was a staff. But it is, in fact, a mic stand with a microphone. Moving on to the Succubus's accessories, Succubi. She comes with an extra hand for the right side, or extra hands. Different poses, I think. That or I got straight up bamboozled here. If I'm not mistaken, the Succubus is from Lovecraft and Witch Hearts, right? For those of you curious about that title, yes, Dani Filth, much like myself, a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan. But the Succubus comes with 2 extra right hands. This one is posed a little differently than this one. That or I got bamboozled and I got 2 the same hand. I can't tell. Maybe I'll have to contact BBTS about that if she's supposed to come with a different hand there. But I'll have to research that. That said, she does also come with this Indiana Jones style whip, which is a bit of a mess, I'm not gonna lie. Mine might just be warped, but there you go. She can hold that in her hands that she comes packaged with. And on top of the whip, she does come with a knife, which is serrated. Kind of looks like a tooth. It's got a handle there. I will say the knife is a little loose in the hand, but the whip is nice and tight. So that's good. And then last but certainly not least, she comes with this little demonic cherub who I'm covering up because she's buck naked with bare tits. I'm not sure if she's got anything going on in the nether regions, but much like the Hell Witch video, I don't want to get flagged by some snowflake, so there you go. Hopefully you can see her head there. She's cool looking, but again, she's buck naked and not safe for work. So that's all the accessories you get with these 2. I think that's a pretty decent layout. Dani Filth, ironically, gets the fist hands. I wish came with the Disturbed guy, but that's besides the point. But yeah, man. Let's take a closer look at the man himself, Mr. Dani Filth. They both come with clear peg stands, by the way. But, really cool looking figure. Kind of makes me want a figure of the Dominator, who is a cartoon character with Dani Filth voice. I think that movie is on Tubi TV. Don't quote me on that, but it used to be on there. If you are so inclined to check it out. I own the DVD because I'm a #real fan, but you know, not everyone's into that, and they do take up room. But as you can see, he does have like the armor on his shoulders and his shins there. He's got some armored boots. Looks like he's got like a chest plate going on. Again with the Jack Skellington makeup. But much like the Disturbed guy, not the most articulated things ever. He's got a double ball peg in the head, but you really can't get a lot out of it. He does have a hinge in the shoulder that can go up about that far as that little spike will allow. So yeah, about that far. It does rotate forward and back. He does have a single jointed elbow that rotates. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He does have a waist twist, which is a little hindered because they didn't cut him at the waist here. I think it would have been better if they did that. Instead, he's got this big kind of trunk going on, and it just kind of... actually, never mind. You can kind of get a little bit out of that, but I wouldn't advise it. Doesn't move a lot. His hips are pretty hindered too because of the skirt piece, but you can kick his legs up a little bit. They can kick out a little bit. He does have a little bit of rotation on the ball itself because he does have ball socket hips. And then again, he's got double knee, but nothing in the foot, so that seems kind of pointless. I would say, I think I mentioned this in the Disturbed review, a hinge swivel knee with a hinge in the foot with a rocker would be the way to go in the future, but that's just me. Because if you're expecting some SH Figuarts level articulation out of these, you're going to be very disappointed, I'm afraid. But thankfully, it's enough to get by, in my opinion. But taking a closer look at the Succubus, who also comes with a stand. This looks like something you'd see in the new Baldur's Gate game. I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot like that. Or something from Lady Death comics, maybe. But she's got the same articulation as Dani. Only difference is she's got big wings. So just a quick rundown of that. She's got a double ball peg in the head. She gets a lot of range, too. She can look up all the way, down all the way, tilt, side to side. Funny enough, she kind of looks like the chick who sings for that band Ginger. Is it Tatiana? Titania? I can't remember her name. So my apologies for that. But specifically how she looks in the Pisces video. That said, her wings are on ball joints, so you can spread them out. When it's time for her to fly. I know that was an REO Speedwagon reference, but I like that song. And all have to be doom and gloom, right? Have fun. She does have a little bit of back and forth out of those. Of course, rotation and tilt. Just out of simple ball sockets, man. So don't fault the ball socket. Shoulders can go up about that far. Again, you want to be careful. She is thinner than Dani. They do rotate back and forth. She does have a hinge in the elbow with a swivel. She does have a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. On this side, it's a little loose on mine. Arguably too loose. But whatever, I suppose. That said, she does also have a waist twist, like Mr. Dani Filth over there. And then she also has the ball socket hips, but you're going to get even less out of her because she's got this skirt and it does not have any real give to it. You can spread her legs a little bit, but she ain't going to be doing the spread eagle, let's just say that. She can kick forward and back a little bit. She gets a little bit better thigh cut, ironically, than Dani, but still nothing to write home about. And again, she does have the double knee, but nothing in the foot, so it seems kind of pointless. So yeah, definitely not the most articulate things in the world, but I knew that going in, based off my experience with, again, the Disturbed guy. And since we keep referencing him, setting her there, let me move him over a little bit. Move her over a little bit. Why don't we bring in the Disturbed guy? Speak of the devil and he shall appear. I think he's a little bigger than Dani. Maybe he's the same height. He's definitely more like yoked out, so that's a plus. He should be. He is the guy after all. But other than the ball hinge wrists on him, pretty much the same construction. You know, they got the waist cut, the hinge swivel elbows, the double knees, the hinge swivel shoulders, and the double ball peg in the head. And the swivel at the waist. I didn't mention it already. The Disturbed guy, of course, his hood is connected to the body, so his head is a little weird, but other than that, and the ball hinge wrists, as I said before, is the same thing. And I think they scale well together. I think it looks good. I don't know if you'd ever put these three together, but, you know, he's kind of spooky looking. He kind of fits with them. He's probably still my favorite, just because it's the frickin' guy from Disturbed. That said, moving these two in. Because as dumb and pointless as it might seem, this would not be one of my videos without bringing in the Mythic Legion's brother Mandibolith. Right there. See how freaking huge he is next to little Dani Filth there. And the infamous, okay, 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone to the point where he's barely even on screen. If I can get him in a little bit more than that. There you go. Tilt the camera up a smidge. You don't even see the white of his M. So, before this gets any worse, because this comparison is 110% pointless, I know, but I gotta be consistent, right? It is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and much like good old Cradle of Filth's music, these figures right here are going to be an acquired taste for most people. you're either going to like them or you're not. If you're going into this expecting some SH Figuarts level of articulation, then sorry, but you're going to be very disappointed with these. That said, if you're like myself and are buying these because you like the band, you like the music, you like Dani Filth, and you like scary looking devil women, not sure what that says about me as a person, but I digress, then you're going to like these quite a bit. And I do like these quite a bit, despite their shortcomings. That said, since we did get Cradle of Filth figures, does that mean Behemoth and Dimmu Borgir are on the table? Because I would love a figure of Nurgle from Behemoth and Shagrath from Dimmu Borgir. That would be really freaking cool. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.